Okay, class, today we're going to be talking about composite figures. Now, what composite figures are a shape made up of two or more shapes. So let's write that down as a vocabulary word. I'm going to box it so that we can see it easier. So composite, made up of two or more shapes. Okay, so now what you do to determine the area of a composite figure is you're going to take the figure apart and break it into shapes that you already know. So to find the area, you're going to break the figure into shapes you know. And that's essentially it. So let's go ahead and do it. So grab number one and glue or tape it down. I'm going to tape because it's a little bit faster. Make sure I'm not going to mess things up here. Okay, so what I have here is I have a thing that looks kind of like an ice cream cone, and if I'm looking closely, I see I have part of a circle and a triangle. So I can break this figure up into half of a circle, because I know how to find area of circles. We talked about that yesterday. And a triangle. So once you have your shapes determined, now it just becomes a matter of working out the problem. So the first off, we're going to talk about the circle. So the formula for area of a circle, right, is pi r squared. Okay, so what is r? Well, I know that d equals 6. So remember, the radius is half of the diameter. So my radius would be 3. So I have my area equals, remember pi is 3.14 times my radius, which is 3 squared. So I have 3.14. 3 squared is 9. So 3.14 times 9. And let me see real quick. 0.114 times 9 is 28.26. Now, we don't have a full circle here. We only have half of the circle. So I'm going to take that 28.26 and divide it by 2. And that gets me 14.1. Okay, so now I've found the area of my semicircle. So now I'm going to do my triangle. I'm going to do it over here off to the side. I have some room. Now remember, the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. I know my base is 11, and if you look, my height, remember your height is the one standing up tall, so my height is 6. So now I'm just going to plug it in. So I have area equals, my base is 11 times 6 divided by 2. 11 times 6 is 66 divided by 2. 66 divided by 2 is 33. So the area of my triangle is 33. So we have the area of our two figures. Now we're going to add them together. So I have 14.1 plus 33 equals 47.1. And that, my friends, is your answer. Okay? So now, grab number 2, and we're going to, I'm out of room. There's not going to be enough room on that side, so I'm going to move over to this other side of my journal. Go ahead and tape or glue that down. Okay. It says, Daniel is constructing a deck like the one shown. How many square feet of decking decking, I think that's supposed to be will, Daniel need. Okay, so if we look here, what 2 shapes do you see? Well, I see we have this one is a rectangle. Now look here, this one is the corner of a circle or a fourth of a circle. Okay, so the first thing we want to look at is the rectangle. Rectangles are pretty easy here. I'm going to redraw it. So we know that's 10. So the question is, what is this distance here? Because we know all the way across is 21. Well, one thing we know is that if this height is 10, that means this height is also 10. Well, if that's 10, we're talking about the radius of a circle, which means this part is 10. So if this is 10 and this whole thing is 21, 21 minus 10 is 11. So this part of our rectangle is 11 feet. So remember, rectangle, the area is base times height. So we know that our base is 11 and our height is 10. So my area is 11 times 10. 11 times 10 is 110. So we have the area of our rectangle. Now let's do the area of the quarter circle. So to do a quarter circle, remember, I'm just going to do an entire circle first. Remember, a circle is pi r squared. Well, I know that my r, right, we have it right here, is 10. So I can say the area is 3.14 times 10 squared. So I have 3.14. 10 squared is 100. So I have 3.14 times 100, which is, make sure I have this right. $314, that's what I was thinking. Now remember, this is for an entire circle. We only have a fourth of it. So like if you think about it this way, here's your circle. This is how much we have. So what we need to do is we need to take our entire circle and divide it by, you guessed it, 4. So I have 314 divided by 4, and that's going to be 78.5. So now I have the area of my rectangle is 110. The area of my quarter circle is 78.5. So now I'm just going to add them together. So I have 110 plus 78.5 equals 188.5. And that is my answer. Okay, so turn the page because I'm out of room, which means you probably are too. And we're going to grab number 3. On the other two, we were adding figures together to make our shape. On these, we're going to be subtracting. Because what it wants is it wants the shaded area, so we need to take out those triangles. So the easiest way to do that is to find the area of the big rectangle first. Okay, remember my rectangle is base times height. I know my base is 12. My height is 5. So I have area equals 12 times 5. Okay, so 12 times 5 is 60. So I've got my rectangle. Now I need to do my triangles. Remember, the triangles is base times height divided by 2. Well, the base of my triangle, if you see, is the base is 1. My height is also 1. So my area is 1 times 1 divided by 2. So my area is 1 divided by 2, or 1/2. Okay, so now, how many triangles do I have? I don't just have one, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to take my half and multiply it by 4. Well, if you put 1/2 times 4 in your calculator, you're going to get 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the area of my rectangle and subtract out the area of my triangle. So I have 60 minus 2 is 58. And that is my answer. Okay, one more. I know today's been kind of a long one. So number 4, go ahead and put that down. We're going to do the same kind of thing we did on 3. We're going to find the area of the whole thing and subtract out the area of the unshaded part.